So this video might be kind of weird. I want to take this Xbox Series X here, turn it into cardboard, and keep it fully functioning. So you might be wondering, why would you do this? What is the point of this? And to be honest, I don't really have an answer for you, but if you've seen my channel before, you know I like to buy a lot of custom consoles. Some are good, some are bad, some are really bad. And I've been wanting to build my own custom console recently, but I wanted to do something, kind of different than everything I've purchased before. So I actually came across this guy's YouTube channel, Peter Knetter. I'm not sure if that's how you say his last name or not, but he does some interesting stuff with cardboard. He made a Game Boy Advance. He made the shell out of cardboard recently and basically completely replaced the shell with cardboard. I thought that was pretty cool. That's where I got the cardboard idea from. And the Series X, Series S are pretty boxy consoles. They're pretty straightforward, nothing too crazy about them. So I thought it'd be cool to replace the Xbox Series X shell with cardboard. Thanks to Heroes of the Dark for sponsoring today's video. So what are you guys doing over there? Oh, who, me? I'm just trying to be like Alfred. Got an umbrella here. Oh, I'm just like Henry. I got my lantern and my gun. So can't you guys just play the game on your phone instead of being weird out here? In Heroes of the Dark, the three great races are fighting for global domination: vampires, werewolves, and humans. To survive, players must recruit, equip, and train heroes from each faction. The game offers a large number of heroes, each with their own cool abilities, so you can easily find a hero to your liking. Apart from special abilities, you can equip every hero with powerful gear to receive specific stat buffs. Each hero has 6 equipment slots for armor, weapon, and accessories. And now you also have this Victorian-style mansion. You can build different rooms here and upgrade them. Your mansion also generates essential resources for leveling up your heroes, and of course you have options for your heroes. You can go with the PvP route and play online with other players, or you can go the PvE route and play with the environment in the game. I've been playing Heroes of the Dark for a few days now, and it's pretty much become my go-to game while I'm watching TV. You know how you have the TV on in the background, but you're really just looking at your phone? Yeah, that's me with Heroes of the Dark now. So what are you waiting for? You can play the game right now on iOS, Android, or PC. Check out the link down below or scan my QR code and you'll get a free vampire, Countess Magala, to get your journey started today. And honestly, I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do this. Basically, I'll take the Xbox Series X apart. We'll probably start with the back here, and we'll take the back off, and we'll kind of take a look inside. And then I'm going to take some cardboard. I have a few pieces here. I have a bunch of old moving boxes that I can use. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to get my camera to focus very well, but I have 2 different thicknesses of cardboard from these old boxes. One is actually very heavy duty, pretty thick. This one's a little bit thinner. I think I'm going to use the heavy duty stuff for the outside of the console and basically replace each plastic wall of this console with cardboard. And then on the inside, we might have to do some other little pieces to get everything to stay in place. To be honest, I have not opened a Series X before. I've opened Series S a few times, but I've watched some videos. Looks fairly straightforward. So let's go ahead and take this thing apart, and we'll see if we can figure this thing out. So I believe we start by taking a couple screws out. There should be one like right here. There's another one under this little flap right here. So let's take this flap off. All right, so there it comes off. Basically like a little warranty sticker type deal. And I believe we need like a Torx 8 or something like that. This one, unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to just bust through the back label unless I want to take a hair dryer or something and heat it up and take the whole sticker off, which I'm a little bit too lazy to do, to be honest. So let's go ahead and take this Torx right here. We'll go ahead and take the bottom one off first. We'll put that one to the side, and we'll just see if we can bust through the sticker right here and take this one out. It seems to be coming out. Yep, there we go. All right, so we got both stickers out. That's a little bit ugly, but usually you don't look at the back of your console very often, so I'm okay with that. And then there should be some clips on the side here that you basically have to unclip, and then the whole back comes off. And this is actually going to be a good opportunity to clean my console as well, because it's probably pretty dusty in there. I have not opened it up since I bought it. So I have this little clip thingy. It doesn't seem to be thin enough to get under the cracks. I may have found what I need now. This one's a little bit smaller. Maybe that'll get in the cracks. Oh, there it goes. And I mean, while we're at it, go ahead and let me know down below, what's your favorite console, Xbox Series X or S? Or I guess you can go the other way and go PS5 as well, but I figured since we're making an Xbox video, we could discuss the Xbox. But yeah, this thing is pretty dusty, as you can see. As I wipe it off, that's just dust. This thing definitely needed a cleaning. But we successfully got the back off, and here are the internals. So just an idea of what I'm thinking. First of all, we'll need to basically replicate the back piece with a piece of cardboard. My idea is to take each different side, glue them together. Somehow I want to make it so you can easily take it apart. Not sure how we're going to do that yet. Haven't got that far, but I basically want to take this entire portion out, replace the edges and outside with cardboard and then put it back together. I know it's not going to work quite that easily, but that's the idea. So I think next up is we get a clip off the bottom somehow. So I'm getting a bit tired of the clip on the bottom, so we're going to go ahead and just take off the fan. I think it just slides out. Maybe I need to take that big fat screw out. So I have this long, crap, of course. So I have this long thing that came with the iFixit toolkit that should create some more torque. I'm not sure if it'll work or not in this situation. Doesn't look like it. Alright, finally budged loose. Had to give it all my strength. And then the fan slides out once you take this little cable out. So let's go ahead and take that off. Might have to do a dirty sin and pull it out by the cable, which is not really what I want to do right now. Alright, so I got it out. I hope nobody was watching me do that. We got a fan out. We got one thing out. Yay. Now I think once we get the clip off the bottom, this should be pretty easy from there from the videos I've watched, but the clip on the bottom might be a nightmare because it already has been and we're still going. So I kind of skipped over some stuff it was basically just me trying to figure this thing out, and I think I got everything apart now, or most of it. We got a few things that are going to be issues or difficulties in figuring out. So first of all, as you can see, there's a few ribbon cables in here. We have the power board in here where the power button is. So we're gonna have to replace that or move it to the new case. And then also there's another board down here for your USB and your sync button down here. So we're gonna have to figure out how to get those into the new cardboard case, get them attached somehow, and make that work without gluing them to something. I mean, I guess we could glue them, but I don't really want to do that. That's not a good idea. And then here's the main star of the show, where you got your motherboard, your heat sink, all the goodies here. And then we've also got our optical drive right here. Let's go ahead and just start by creating one of these pieces and just see how it goes. So I want to create the cardboard piece for the back, since it's the only piece that actually comes out by itself. So let's go ahead and try to do that. We'll basically cut out a piece to shape to fit this and make it the exact same size, that sort of thing. So let me go ahead and trim this board down a little bit so I can fit it on my table. So here's piece number one. It came from Lowe's, so it's got writing on one side. We'll make the outside the plain part so it looks just like cardboard. And basically I'm going to take this, and I guess I'll outline it and kind of get the rough shape of it and cut it out. I'm using just a utility knife right now to cut it. I might need some scissors, not sure, but we'll try it out. So I guess I'll go ahead and get the corner, since that piece of the corner is already pretty well shaped. All right, so we got it drawn there. I think my lines are pretty straight. And now that I think about it, I probably should have drawn it on the other side so that when I cut this out, my drawings don't show up on the outside. But I don't know, we'll try to cut this piece and see how it goes. So right off the bat, I'm already already cut a piece that went inside of where it's supposed to go. I might need to get a different solution than a knife, because I am gonna end up not cutting it super straight. Let me go grab a pair of scissors and see how that does. Let's try to cut this and see how it looks. Ooh, that's gonna be tough too. That might be even worse, because as I'm cutting it, it's kind of creating some jagged edges. I mean, I guess we could cut it out roughly and then sand it down on the outside. That's probably not a bad idea. I guess what might be making this worse is that I'm using the heavy duty stuff that's pretty thick. As you can see, it's basically double walled, so it's pretty difficult to cut through this. I might try the knife on this again. Gotta be careful not to cut myself, but that's a little bit straighter, and then we can maybe sand it down. So it's coming apart. And actually, that's not quite as bad as I thought it'd be. It's clearly got some jagged edges up here, but if we sand those down, it might make that a little bit better. The top and bottom and side are actually not too bad. And I mean, it's pretty dang close. That's actually impressive. That was not as bad as I thought it'd be. So I found some sandpaper I have. So let's go ahead and just try this out and see what it does. So I got the side sanded down a bit, and it's not perfect, but it's honestly not bad at all. I'm gonna go ahead and put that to the side and call that our back piece. And we're gonna try to recreate this main body now. Now what I'm thinking is I can use a piece of cardboard that already has like a crease in it, so I can take cardboard, one piece can basically make the bottom piece and the back piece and kind of just fold together, so I don't have to glue those parts together. And then maybe I can do the same with one of the sides and the top. Yeah, something like that. I don't know. And so here's another issue that we'll have to consider. So our back piece is on the Series X, it actually just it's kind of smaller than the other sides because it fits inside of the other sides. So the piece I just created is the same way, like so. So it's kind of just gonna have to slide in there like that. And I just happened to read the back of this box, and apparently this box is so heavy duty that you can have a load of bricks, which is a bit ridiculous. So we got that piece drawn out, not perfect, but we have some lines there, and I think I can make a decent enough cut there and then sand it down. So let's give it another go. This is an interesting project. I'm a bit hopeful. I think we'll be able to make it work. It might be ugly, but it's I don't know, guys. I don't have much else to say. So this piece got a bit ugly, but I think it came out Okay, this side right here is pretty ugly, as you can see, but we'll sand it down and make it look nice. We'll see how it looks when we put it all together, and then we might make some adjustments at the end. But so far we have the front, this is the front and bottom, and then our other piece is the back that'll kind of slide into place somehow. I don't know, we're partway there. Let's try to do one of these sides. So I'm back, and I've kind of made some revisions to some of these cuts I made on the boards and the sides. So I have 3 sides now that are equally sized, and then I have a top piece that goes on top, and obviously, and then I have the first piece I cut, which is slightly smaller than the other pieces. As you can see, I haven't decided if I'm going to fix that or leave it at that as is. But what I'm going to do now is have these 3 pieces. I'm going to cut one more board this same size and then start putting it together. The other thing I need to do is start cutting out some holes for like the power button, the USB, and the other ports and that sort of thing. So I have done some stuff. I guess that's what I'll say. So here's the top. This is supposed to be the top of the Xbox. As you can see, the top of the Xbox has a bunch of holes. This is my piece for the top. It has a bunch of holes. I used the drill bit, obviously, and it didn't grow great. I mean, I got holes here, and there's some clearance, but there's still a bunch of just cardboard that's kind of remaining in there. I need to figure out a way to sand it down inside, internally. Haven't figured that out yet. Here is the front of our Xbox so far. A disc does fit there. I've tested it. This is the hole for the eject button. This is for the power button. That's for the sync, and that's for the USB. The USB is not large enough yet. I need to make that larger, but I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to use these. I don't know if I'm going to have to poke something through to press the buttons, or if I'm going to actually be able to create a cardboard button and somehow press it. I haven't figured that out yet, but what I want to start doing is just doing some hot gluing, glue some stuff together. I've got a hot glue gun right here. Got some old glue in it. Should still work. And I just want to start gluing some stuff together and see what it looks like. So we got our first piece kind of together. It's actually sticking better than I thought it would. I'm going to try to reinforce this some and then also put some other pieces on. So I have a few sides together now, and it's looking promising. I have the disk drive just laying in here, and I know you can't really see it on the camera, but it does, a disk will slide in there. Obviously it's not perfect, but if I can somehow attach that to the top and get everything to fit in there. I guess that's the real question, is will I be able to fit everything in there? I think I will, because I measured it out pretty decently, but as you can see, we've got 4 sides here, and it's actually pretty stable, to be honest. This part up here looks a little rough, but other than that, it's actually fairly stable. So I have some thoughts, and as you can see, I've kind of gotten the internals to fit into this thing a bit. It's a little bit tight. I actually had to remove the little rubber piece that surrounds it, which is apparently just for vibrations and noise, so I guess it's not necessary. But basically, you got our whole main stuff here, motherboard, everything, heatsink. Our disk drive fits there. We have our little USB thing down here. We have another little board down here for our power and stuff, which are the main components. We got our fan here, which will fit. Now, some of the problems are going to be holding down this thing, and I kind of have some ideas. So let me show you. All right, so if you look inside of here, this piece right here is the front. We've got our sync button and our USB, and it sits right here, and I've got it to an angle where it fits and I can actually plug stuff in, but obviously it kind of wiggles around if I don't tie it down somehow. I don't want to use glue straight to it. So what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to put a piece of cardboard right here to hold it in, and then a cardboard right there to hold it in, so it kind of stays in place and doesn't, you know, bounce around like this. But let's go ahead and try this, and we'll see what happens. So yeah, this is looking pretty sketch. As you can see, I got multiple pieces of cardboard down here holding this piece in, but it actually works pretty well. My ribbon cable kind of flailing in the way. Now this piece down here, this is the really questionable piece. So I had to tape it down. I couldn't figure out another way. It's really flimsy down there. There's 2 buttons there. There's the power button over here and the eject button. The eject button actually ended up in a different place than I thought it would. So there's kind of just a random hole that I'll probably have to fill with some cardboard. And then here goes our disk drive, which is in the right slot right now. I think I'm going to build another cardboard wall like I did here to hold this one in place. But I need to first slide in everything else and make sure it'll fit, because I'm not sure if it will. And to be honest, I'm actually pretty surprised I've gotten this far. It seems like it's on a promising path. So I have it partially in here now, and I think it'll work. I mean, I gotta slide it over a little bit more maybe. This little piece will plug in there, this one will plug in there, and I'm just curious how this lines up with the original thing right here. Yeah, it's pretty close. I think I need to slide it over some more. And I'm hoping it's not too difficult to take this thing apart when I want to, because it is just cardboard, so for the most part, I think I should be able to basically rip it out once I'm done. It's pretty sturdy, but if you put some force to it, it'll definitely rip out, because it's just cardboard and hot glue so far, so I think I'll be able to take it apart when I need to. Otherwise, this $500 piece of machinery is just staying in the cardboard. All right, so it's in there pretty good now, and I'm thinking to hold the entire, the big boy down. I think the back piece will hold it in place. And honestly, I'm almost at the point where I can test this thing out and see if it's still working. Let me go ahead and plug my fan in, and I think I can actually test this thing out. So I think we might be hitting our first major roadblock, which is the fact that this fan uses every single inch of the space, so it's a real tight fit pushing it down in there. And my cardboard is just like a little bit too thin for it, so I'm gonna have to really jam it in there and hope it doesn't break the cardboard. All right, so here we go. Let's go ahead and stand this bad boy up. All right, so let's go ahead and plug this bad boy in. As you can see, I've got it. I mean, the back is kind of a cool view. I could just leave the top and back off and get some pretty good ventilation. To be honest, I might need that from all this cardboard here. The front looks pretty legit too, and it's actually holding in place pretty dang well. I'm not gonna lie, like I'm impressed with myself right now. So we're all plugged in now. It's a pretty cool lineup, not gonna lie. Let's go ahead and turn the controller on to turn the console on and see if that works. So hold it down. Oh, no way. We have life. You can actually see the light bleeding through there a little bit. I don't think I'm really gonna be able to show the light on the button like usual. No way, it's booting up. Can't believe it's still working. As you can see, the fan works just fine back there. I guess our next step is to put a game in and see if the disk drive actually works. All right, so the moment of truth. I think I lined it up perfectly, but we'll find out. There it goes. Nice. So I think it rubs against the cardboard a little bit when it slides in, but it's not, cardboard's not too abrasive, so I don't think it'll cause any issues. There it is, guys. So now that we have a game installing, it's vibrating the disk drive pretty hard, because it's installing. And you can kind of hear the vibration. The cardboard actually helps with the vibration a little bit. Like I said, there's this rubber band that kind of goes around the whole console that is supposedly for vibration and noise, but it's not too terribly loud right now. All right, so like I said, I had to put 2 holes here because I put that one originally, but on the actual circuit board, it ends up here. So you press in hard enough, we should hit that eject button. So I did finally get the eject button to work. I just had to press in extremely hard, like so. Well, I have to hold it back when I press it. The power button also works. Let me just show you that. Maybe. I need something better than this pin. All right, just trust me, it does work. I'm gonna have to figure that out some more. So I'm gonna go back, do a little bit more work, and then I'll come back with, I guess, our final results. So the cardboard Xbox Series X is complete, and it actually came out pretty decently. I'm not gonna call it good, but at the same time, I don't think it's bad. And surprisingly, it all works. So I actually made these buttons functional. I basically kind of created my own spring underneath with some cardboard, and it kind of wedged in the little holes. And so let me just show you the buttons in action. It's on right now. If I press this, boom, turns off. And I even colored it here so it looks like the Xbox. And if I press this, it ejects. Well, I should probably put a game in first. All right, so game slides in. And if I want to eject it, it comes right out. And last but not least, we have our sync button down here. So let me go ahead and press the sync button here. So now we're searching. I got to press on here. All right, so it does work. I have to hold the back of it and press this one really hard, but it does work. It's not perfect, but it is cardboard, so can't expect too much. So I guess I'll just give you the full view. You've seen the front. Actually, probably is the best side. Top is pretty janky. I tried to recreate the holes. It's not perfect by any means. You are still getting air out of there. Probably not quite enough, to be honest. But now let's swing it around some. Bottom's not bad. I do kind of want to add some rubber feet to the bottom because it just slides around right now. And then here on the back is a bit janky as well. I recreated these holes. That's about as good as I could do. Honestly, for airflow, it'd probably be best if you just created a whole rectangle like I did here. But actually, we'll get some air flow through here. I was going to try to do the individual holes here, but it just was not going to happen with cardboard. So basically, just cut a big slot here for all the ports and then holes on each side. And then you actually got a little slot right here so you can take the back off pretty easily. And the back cardboard piece didn't really adhere to the rest of it very well, which is actually kind of what I intended. Because if you need to take this thing apart, you can kind of take it apart pretty easily. And then last but not least, this side looks fine. So I hope you guys enjoyed my cardboard masterpiece. I really enjoyed the project, and make sure to like and subscribe for future content, and thanks for watching.